Hello guys, this is LosOcho, and my friend just found a story from Hina Uchi's little sister that is really bad, and I'm going to read it to you, and it was over 11 minutes long, so I'm going to make this really short. Anyways, here it is. It's really bad. Sorry for not being as active as we should. Zombie Story Part 3, Sex, by Silver Charcoal Heart on DeviantArt. There's sex in this one! Read the whole thing for absolute awesome seeks! Strange emoticon. Halloween edition. Two, greater than symbols. Sex plus Halloween equals absolute pone. I'll write more when me and Sarah team viewer again. Yumi trailed behind, her eyes seeming to be glued onto Kyo's ass. Rin and Sarah stopped, staring at the lobby of the school, filled with mindless, decomposed-ish zombies. Shit, Sarah whispered, glancing over at Rin. They all quickly backed up, but quietly. Okay, what the fuck are we going to do? Sarah asked, looking at Kai, then to Kyo, Yumi, then Rin. But then back to Kai, realizing his eyes were set on her breasts. Sarah huffed, smacking Kai upside his head. A loud smack sound echoing throughout the hallway and lobby. The zombie's head turned at them, moaning and groaning as they stumbled towards the teens. Oh, nice going, Sarah, Rin shouted. Well, he was staring at my tits. What the fuck do you expect me to do? Sarah shouted back. Sarah and Rin jolted out towards the zombies, Kai and Kyo following them with their swords, and Yumi just standing there, probably shitting her pants. Sarah, Rin, Kai, and Kyo all rushed through the swarm, with an O, of zombies, smacking a few bitches on the way. They all stopped and looked back at Yumi, who was being tackled by multiple zombies, as they bit down, ripping at her flesh, absolutely nomming her. Sarah blinked, looking over at the other three. Number 3. Bad. Should we save her? She questioned. Nah, leave her. She'll slow us down. Plus she's infected now, Kyo responded. Sarah shrugged, and the four started out the school doors, towards Rin's car. Yumi finally screamed, which was ear-piercing, as it shot out throughout the school grounds. Holy fuck, she can wail! Sarah said, shocked. Yumi took out her keys as they arrived at her car, unlocking the driver's side door, opening it up, then flipping the unlock switch. Sarah quickly opening the passenger door, getting it, and shutting the door hard, locking it after. Kyo and Kai got into the back seat, then locking their doors. Rin locked hers, then stuck the keys in the ignition, twisting them so the car started up. Her foot slammed on the gas, as the engine roared, the car seeming to fly across the school's parking lot, slamming into a few zombies and sending them tumbling in the air. Then splatting. Luckily, the school gates were open, as they drove out of the gates and down the streets. Sarah glanced over at Rin. Hey, why do you walk to school when you have a car? Because my dad is in business with the school, and I guess my car has to stay here or something until he gives permission for me to take it elsewhere, Rin replied. That apparently is all being said. Sarah arched an eyebrow. Alrighty then. Sarah reached over towards the radio, pressing the play button, as Monster by Meg and Dia came on. Kyo coughed, looking over at Rin. Really? This song? He asked. Shut the fuck up. Whose car is this? Oh, that's right, mine, she growled. Kyo seemed to shrink down in the corner. Rin sighed, keeping her eyes on the road. Sarah was swishing back and forth to Monster as Kai just sat there, and Kyo just looked out the window. We're going to my house, Rin said, sighing quietly. Yay! Your house is so awesome too, Sarah said, laughing a bit. If it's not filled with zombies yet, which I hardly doubt it would be, we have a series of gates in front of our house. Kyo spoke up. Why so many gates? My dad didn't want me raped, or any of my boyfriends coming into the house through my window, Rin groaned. Kyo blinked, going back to being silent. No sex for you, Kyo! Sarah screamed. Kai laughed quietly. Kyo rolled his eyes, as Rin pulled up to the gates of her house. As she rolled down the window, pressing a few buttons, then speaking. Rin! As it voice activated, the gates opening as she quickly drove it. The gate shutting quickly after. Rin parked her car as she unlocked the doors, stepping out. Sarah, Kyo, and Kai got out as well, shutting the doors. Rin started walking towards her front door, unlocking it with a key as she opened her door, turning on the light as the other three walked in after her. Looking around as Kyo and Kai were amazed, Sarah walked over to the black cat-looking dish. Whatever the hell that is. As she took off the top, taking a Reese's, unwrapping it, and placing it into her mouth. Okay, we'll be staying here for 1 or 2 days, Rin said. Wait, why such a short time? There's everything we need here, Kai asked. Because there's survivors, and we need to get the fuck out of the infected zone. This house may look sturdy, and the gates too, but enough zombies kicking at it and trying to get in will break the system, meaning the gates will open and set out a loud alarm to tell us it's broken, causing more to come. Do you want that? No, I didn't think so, Rin snapped, walking upstairs towards her room, Sarah following after her. The 2 girls sat in Rin's room for about 15 minutes, talking and changing, not to mention taking a shower together. Once done, they walked back downstairs, only to find Kai and Kyo drunk out of their minds. Sarah blinked, as did Rin. Kai slid over to Sarah, hiccuping before roughly placing a kiss on her lips. Sarah blushed madly, shoving him back, then covering her lips. Kai! What are you doing? She was interrupted by his finger being placed over her lips. Shh, baby. It's all right. I'll be gentle with you, Kai smiled as he spoke. Kai backed Sarah up the stairs and into Rin's parents' room, the door shutting and locking. Kyo looked over at Rin with a total rape face. Nuh-uh. Hell no. Fuck you, Rin said bluntly, walking upstairs to her room, going inside and shutting the door, locking it. Only to take a nap. That's pretty anticlimactic. Kyo shrugged as he sat on the couch watching TV. Kai smirked, shoving Sarah down onto the bed, and as he crawled over her, the bulge in his pants rubbing up against her crotch. A low moan escaping from the space between Sarah's lips. Ugh. Kai chuckled, moving his head to hers, placing another kiss upon her lips. Sarah's tongue slid into his mouth as Kai tilted his head a little. One word. Fuck, learn how to write. She could taste the alcholi. Alcholi? I think she means alcohol. She can't spell. In the kiss. Sarah quickly began to untie her school uniform, tucking it off, as Kai stared down at her upper body. Sarah then removing her bra, her breasts bouncing slightly as she did so. Kai's hands placed at her breasts, cupping over them as he lightly squeezed. Sarah smiled and moaned, her legs spreading a bit as Kai moved his knee in between them. These are all one words, this girl can't write. Kai removed Sarah's skirt slowly, along with her panties, leaving the female exposed. Ooh. Kai chuckled once again before pulling off his shirt, taking off his belt and unzipping his pants. Sarah whined, "Come on, hurry up." Ugh. Kai took off his pants, tossing them aside with his boxers. Sarah's eyes were drawn to his cock, which was now erect. Sarah sat up, leaning over a little bit, her mouth sliding over his cock slowly as she shut her eyes, slowly moving her head back and forth as she sucked. Kai leaned his head back, placing his hand on Sarah's as he groaned. "Fuck yeah!" Sarah stopped, moving her head away, as she crawled to the top of the bed, spreading her legs, giggling. Kai grinned as he moved over to her, lining up his cock with her crotch. "I think you mean vagina. Okay, thanks." As he slammed himself deep inside of her, Sarah's head shot backwards as she moaned loudly. Kai groaned as he thrust deep inside of her. Sarah winced, closing her eyes tightly as a bit of blood trickled out of her crotch slowly. Kai ignored it, continuing to thrust crazily. "I think that you're not... No, just stop." Rin's eyes shot open as she could hear what was happening in the next room, groaning in complete disgust. She shrugged, going back to bed, mumbling, "At least it's not my room." Kai leaned down closer to Sarah, keeping up the same pace. Sarah kissed Kai in an attempt to kiss the hurt away. Good job. That's effective. Kai gripped onto Sarah's tail, tugging a bit. "They're furries?" Kai gripped onto Sarah's tail. Okay. Apparently they're furries now. Tugging a bit as she moaned louder, wrapping her arms around his neck, her nails biting down into his skin. Kai moaned. Nails biting down... I'm not even gonna question. Kai moaned, thrusting harder each time from her action. Sarah's legs then copied what her arms did, except wrapping around his legs. As she moved her hips upward while he thrusted downwards, the sound of their bodies coming together loud in the night. Sarah sat up, growling as she slammed her fist against the wall, yelling, "Hey, quiet down, you two! I'm trying to fucking sleep here!" Kai stopped for a second, then placing a hand over Sarah's mouth before he continuing to thrust. Once started up against... Okay, bad grammar. Sarah's moans were muffled by his hand. Kai groaned again before thrusting one more time but deeper as he bit his lower lip, coming into Sarah. That's not good. As she moaned one last time, mixed up louder and filled with complete joy and ecstasy. Kai removed his hand from her mouth, smiling down at her as she smiled back up at him in a response. They lied down together, both closing their eyes as Kai was holding her, but too soon drifting into a deep sleep. I'm done with that piece of shit. You know, this girl is apparently under the age of 15, and yet she wrote this. Okay, this needs to be split into 2 parts now. This sucks.